Hello everyone and welcome back to Doomlink's Live Hunts. I'm getting a pretty... whoa. Hope my controller's doing okay. I went to press right on my D-pad and it just stuck. It completely stuck and now it's gone back to normal. Anyway. I'm getting a rather keen sense of deja vu because I just made an attempt to do a 3 Ultimate recording which resulted in nothing of value being recorded. And the reality is that I have no one to play with in 3 Ultimate at the moment, so here I am, having to skulk back into fucking Generations Ultimate, which apparently you guys prefer. Like, there is a small number of people that don't watch 3 Ultimate but watch Generations Ultimate on my channel. It seems to pull in more views. I don't know why. It seems singularly incomprehensible that anyone would find this game to be more entertaining to watch than 3 Ultimate, but whatever. I'm not going to dwell on it too much. Oh, things will work better, RxYarn, this time around, because the reality is people are playing this game. Not as many as perhaps what you'd expect to find 2 or 3 years ago, but still, like, many more than what's in 3 Ultimate at the moment. My beverage today is Triple Carmelite. It's actually, you know, the beer that's intended to be put in this glass. As of late, I have indeed been using random beer glasses with random beers, and I don't enjoy that. I finally have the correct beer for the correct glass. And, yeah, there you go. May as well top that up. You can see that, well, don't get too frothy now. But yeah, you can see that I have already been drinking. This is bottle number 2, actually. And, yeah, sadly, that 3 Ultimate recording just didn't work out. I will mention that I'm currently running a different subtractive EQ on my vocal audio at the moment, and the reason why is because there are some roadworks outside that are producing some background noise, which I would like to cut from the microphone audio. That can sometimes result in a different sound, usually a worse sound, but however it's going to sound, it's not going to be as bad as when I have to use subtractive EQ to cut the sound of very loud cicadas outside, which is what I had to deal with at my previous residence. That was bad. That was really bad. Not just due to the frequency, but probably the amplitude, to be honest. It was so damn loud that to actually cut it from my microphone's, I guess, frequencies, to remove those frequencies from what my microphone was picking up, I basically had to compromise on all of the beautiful detail of the RE20, which, you know, I could have used any old fucking microphone during those periods of time, because while you're not listening to that really awful background noise, maybe in some countries it's a little nicer, but our cicadas are just not very nice to listen to. Yeah, while you didn't have to hear that, you did have to hear a much lower quality fucking microphone, so yeah, it wasn't great. I may as well join this room. It is Atalcar, I recognize this. But still, at the end of the day, better that than nothing. So, I will mention for anyone who is unfamiliar with this fact, but this is one of my favorite Belgian beers. First time I had it on camera was during a Twilight Princess livestream. And, yeah. I wasn't able to get it for the longest time. While it was one of my favorites, it was just hard to get in bottle shops for a period, or at least in my local bottle shops, but now I no longer have that issue, which is refreshing. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm going to top up my mega pickaxes. Feels rather unnecessary, but I see that I have pickaxes in my inventory for one reason or another, and I've only got one in there. So rather, I have a pickaxe in my inventory. Singular, to refer to a single thing. Apparently it was an adult car room, but these guys have no desire to respect the actual specifications of the room objectives, so that was a bit unnecessary, wasn't it? They have no interest in following the room objective. There you go! I suppose the specified room objective is what I meant to say. Are we really just going to have the room collapse now? Because you're all dumb? Okay. I'm not going to hang around here. I'm not going to sit in a room that's incorrectly titled. Deviant turns. Yeah, right. I'm not doing deviants. I'm actually not going to do any today. I'm not interested. I don't know what Rathalos this is going to involve, but I'm not going to take the risk. It's probably silver. Laz, Maddie, and whatever that is. Recruiting. Wow, I had a spot. But yeah. I've established a number of red lines when it comes to what I'm willing to hunt. I'm not going to do Silver Rathalos. I'm not going to do Gold Raytheon. I am not going to do high rank Deviants. And I think just a little addendum for today is no fucking Deviants at all. I made it sound as if that a fucking Deviant is a type of Deviant. To be honest, they are all fucking Deviants. But yeah, I don't want to do them today. I'm just not feeling it. Anyway. What have we got? Violence in the Verdure. Okay. I will actually use Insect Glaive. May as well. I'm reminded of the fact that it exists upon the strength of the fact that I am using it. Which is a really helpful thing. Because unless I'm using it, or unless I'm really paying attention to the fact that it does exist, I will forget that it exists. I will bring ice. Fimbulvetter. For a brief moment, I mean, you may have seen that, but for a brief moment I did think that they had departed without me, because I saw that all of the quest icons, like the red quest icons, had disappeared. So, I'm glad that didn't happen. You may think that that's a really far-fetched concern to have, but it's not. It's fucking not. Even at Hunt Rank 999, you can be left behind by an impatient team. So, yeah, hey, how you going? Leave me alone. It's gonna take as long as it needs to take now. Shut up. This glass looks sick. It is... the type of glass... Look, this particular type of glass would be between a tulip and a chalice. It's somewhere in between. It's got a unique design. It is the triple carmelite glass. That's what's written on the front of it. You can see the fleur-de-lis here, and there's one on the neck of the bottle. I mean, it's, you know, they are paired that way. And, I mean, I do realize it's backwards, but that's what you're looking at. Here's a nice glass. One of my favorites. And incidentally, one of my favorite beers. As already mentioned. Also, I'm not going to take the time to sit here and discuss beer all day. It's not that anyone was castigating me for it after the previous recording, or at least what I think was the previous recording. But I happen to have someone in the Twitch chat who was, if not a connoisseur of beer, at least someone who was interested in it. Or in the subject. It's not as if he was pressing me on it. It's just the fact that he was willing to talk about it just sadly drew me into lengthy discussions about, you know, beer, which I suppose wouldn't interest everyone watching. But, yeah. I'll try to keep it to anything relevant to what I'm drinking and then leave it at that. Well, anything that specifically appertains to what I'm drinking. Because technically, beer, the subject of beer, does relate to what I'm drinking if I'm drinking beer. That is the point. Oh, come on. So that's red, and then where's my orange? Where is my orange? Is it the legs? Is it the legs? Can you not flinch me? I get it that you're dealing damage, but give me a break. I've got the wing. It is the legs. It's just that in my attempt previously to actually hit the legs, it clipped the wing instead. Which is slightly annoying, but anyway. We'll go for the mount here. No, you get out of that attack. That is going to quite successfully thwart my attempts to jump on your back and stick a knife into you. You know what they could have done? This is an idea. I mean, you've got... Let me put it this way. Monster Hunter, instead of evolving old concepts in a creative and fun way, they demeaned the series by streamlining it for your basic bitch gamer. There are many ways in which you can improve upon Monster Hunter and add more detail to it. An example that I just thought of what I am referring to as evolution and increasing, you know, the detail and the meaning in what you do in Monster Hunter, would be giving yourself different knives, different weapons to use specifically with mounts, because you see that when you do mount, you just use this generic knife of sorts. Now, if you think about it, why would a generic knife successfully bring down an Elder Dragon? You know what I mean? What is it about that fucking knife? I mean, yes, I do realize that there are armor skills associated with the mounting system, which I suppose accounts for the mount working well against a monster, but it actually doesn't, in the sense that you can still successfully mount without any mounting skill on your armor set. So basically what that means is that the mounting system is flawed in the sense, like there's a logical flaw in it, because that little generic knife can be used to bring down some of the most dangerous foes in the series. So really, the question becomes, why don't they, or why didn't they rather, it is past tense at this point, because I don't really want to see this in future games because I'm not playing future games, but basically what they could have done was actually give you different types of weaponry, perhaps even with their own upgrades. Maybe some people wouldn't like that because you're already upgrading your own weapons, but you can just make the system different. You don't have to make it a mirror image of regular weapon upgrades. Have it be something like the Kinsect system, which they obviously streamlined to the point where it became trivialized and pointless and, you know, bordering upon a complete joke, as we all know. But, yeah, like, that is one way to add detail and meaning to the series. But Capcom were not interested in that, you see. That was not their objective. Alright, there are my colors. I still haven't gotten my mount yet. We can all take a look at the generic knife that is used during the mount. Well, it's somewhat difficult to see. But generic knife. Yeah, generic knife brought down the Hyper Astalos. Well, I'm glad, RX Yarn, but yeah, that doesn't necessarily make it acceptable to expand into a wider discussion about, you know, the epistemology around beer itself. But I fucking messed that word up because I was going to say the epistemological details of it, but then in deciding to simplify my oration, I made the blunder of stuttering. You know how, I mean, I've mentioned this before, but I do have this nasty habit of having two possible, and sometimes more, possible ways of explaining what I want to get across, and sometimes I combine them. And Yeah, it's just one of those things that you have to deal with if your mind is filled with so many different possibilities of how to explain something. Very occasionally the wires get crossed and you end up saying two things in one. I won't give specific examples, not due to any sort of embarrassment, but... no. For a second I thought he was building up to attack me, but then he just didn't end up doing anything. That was weird. Ow. Dangerous attack. What happened with Extract Hunter? Did I end up using it? Was I hunting so subconsciously that I ended up using it? Because I'm sure you would all agree that I had built up Extract Hunter once already, but now I see that it's back down to half, so I must have used it. But I don't remember doing so. This is the thing, like when I'm sitting here crapping on about stuff, I'm not paying attention to the hunt. You are seeing a different person playing this game practically. It's subconscious Doomlink. He plays very differently to conscious Doomlink. In most situations he plays better. Because oftentimes, and I have mentioned this before, I tend to overthink certain situations in Monster Hunter, but because my established knowledge and experience of Monster Hunter is so in-depth, I actually play better subconsciously, because my instincts are better. You know, I just let my instincts take the wheel and better leave my evaluative judgments out of it. Sometimes it's good to think about it, but yeah, like... my brain, well, at least that part of my brain knows what it's doing. It's been there, done that. Alright. There's my Extract Hunter. That guy just included the Buddhist swastika in his message. I don't know if that is some sort of religious pronouncement on his part. Can we not deal with this? Oh, I was expecting to have to pull myself out of whatever it's called, KO. Because oftentimes when you get thrown and your character gets... I guess your character almost ricochets off a solid object, whether that be the edge of the map or perhaps something else. Usually that will KO you, but it didn't in that instance, which was interesting. But yeah, you probably didn't even see what I was referring to there, because I am in the way of the chat, I realise this, but... anyway. This Astalos is refreshingly beefy. He is a healthy young dragon, whose life we shall cut short, obviously, but he is really taking a beating. And I do find hyper monsters to be refreshing. I do enjoy them. It's probably one of the things that I enjoy most about Generations and Generations Ultimate. There is an element to hyper monsters which does detract from the experience of hunting a monster, because there is no exhaustion. The dynamics of the monster somewhat disappear because they don't slow down ever. But you know, I guess I came to the realization somewhat recently that that's how it used to be. So, yeah. There was a time before exhaustion, and I play those games frequently, so I don't know why I suddenly changed my... well, it's not that I do. I don't change my requirements for enjoyment when I play these games versus the old games. But I feel that other people may do so. I don't find the fact that hypermonsters don't get exhausted to be a detriment. I understand that they are less dynamic as a result. But at the end of the day, I look at it on a gameplay level. It's nice to have that challenge. And it's not so crushingly challenging that it's uncreative, like, you know, basically how they had to make world monsters challenging. challenging world monsters are not challenging in a creative way. They're challenging in a way that, oh shit, we made the hunters so fucking powerful that we have to implement all sorts of what I think people call papega, which is a word that does not exist in my lexicon, but I just remembered that that's what people say to refer to it. That you have to add that very cheesy sort of way of a monster either instantly killing you or just doing something unreasonable to actually level the playing field a little bit. That's not very creative. Why did I just consume a max potion? What's wrong with me? Anyway. Apparently I can't follow the monster to save my life, which is great. I guess I am out of practice with that. There was a time when I just didn't bring psychoserums. I guess that was back in Try. I think psychoserums could only be purchased from one specific guy in Locklack City back in Try. So I just didn't have them very often because I didn't bother buying them from him. So I would always just use paintballs or track the monster myself. And so I was a little bit better with following them back then. Of course, I started in Freedom Unite, which was a game where you did have the hot air balloon shining a light on the location of the monster, which was helpful. But yeah, monster tracking was something I was a little bit better at back then. Nowadays, I just drink a psychoserum. Well, that's Astalos. And that's a Velociprey. Did I end up carving that tail? Yes, I did, because the exclamation mark disappeared. I've said this before, but putting a marker on the map to say that part of the monster has broken off and is carvable is actually a nice implementation. I think that was thoughtful and well thought out. Astalos is probably my favourite of the Fated 4. I think he just looks really nice. I suppose he may be the most generic of the Fated 4, perhaps. But I still enjoy his design the most. Clavernous is nice, I suppose, but I would say that in order from favourite to least favourite, it would go Astalos, Mizutsune, Glavenus, Gamoth for me. If my D-pad could be a little less noisy, that would be excellent. Just sounded like a fucking NES D-pad for a second there. Well, not like the NES D-pad was all that loud, but let me put it this way, it doesn't sound like a DualShock 3 D-pad. Laz has left the hub, which means that Maddie is now the room host. Oh my god, what is this? Could you at least make some attempt? What do you think all those empty circles are? Oh well, some people really do need guidance around here, but... Oh well. Maddie has now left as well, so I shall also do so. I shall also do so. That is a terrible sentence. Hyper Silver Athelos. No. No way in hell, Mr. Mosquito. It would be so helpful if you were to actually post the quest so that I could see which Dread Queen you were doing. Because if it were G rank, I suppose I would do it. I did say earlier on that I was unwilling to do any deviant monster, but it's a bit unrealistic to set that as a red line while recording because I'm going to have to leave rooms constantly and yeah, it's not going to be easy. Dan Rather? Isn't that some... Anyway. That is not a unique name, that's all I know, so it's a bit weird to be raided by Dan Rather. But anyway. I don't know who he is, but I know he's some guy in America, possibly some television personality or political commentator, I don't know, but he's definitely a person. And I know you are not that person, but anyway. Thanks for the raid, I suppose. Indeed, I have been left behind. I'm not that concerned about it. There are many fish in the ocean. It's just I have to go and find a new school of them. Big Devil! Yeah, Big Devil. I'd love to hunt with you, Big Devil, just because you've got a lovely and creative name. But Hyper Silver Rathlos is not a monster I'm willing to fight. Jumping at shadows, I guess that's Nagakuga. Sounds like standard Nagakuga, actually. Did I just get a sad face from Dan Rather? Not just a sad face, a crying sad face. Well, I wasn't intending to, you know, strike at your weak point in pointing out the fact that you've... Like, it's like, I'm going to call myself Conan O'Brien. I'm going to call myself Bill O'Reilly. Like, why would I do that? It's weird. I don't even know if those are comparable figures in American society to Dan Rather, because I don't know who Dan Rather is, but yeah, it's kind of odd. I'm going to update my name to Bill Maher. Wouldn't you love that? What was the other guy? Forgot his name. Anyway, there was another guy. Doesn't matter. Do I understand? Actually, what was even on the board? I don't remember, but I'm just going to use a raw weapon, I suppose. I don't see all the names I said because they were uttered verbally, but I can, you know, picture them in my mind's eye, I suppose, yes. All people you feel like you could feel some kind of disdain toward. No, not really. I don't have an especially palpable dislike for... Well, Bill O'Reilly can actually die in a fire. Who else did I mention? Bill Maher is fine. I don't have a feeling towards him one way or the other. Who else did... Conan O'Brien? No, I'm neutral towards him as well. So, yeah, no. Just Bill O'Reilly, that guy's an asshole. I'm a Roman Catholic. It's like, you're a dickhead is what you are. Anyway. What are we hunting? It'd be nice if I could remember what I just checked on the board. What raw lance? Yeah, this will do. This should be fun. Emphasis on could. Well, emphasis on nice theory is what I would say to that. Where's your party of 7? Where did they go? Could you call them back so I can press them on whether or not you're actually Dan Rather? Could you do that for me? Are you good enough to do that? Sounds like a very engaging topic of discussion. Who is this guy? I thought I was taking forever to get ready for this quest, but... apparently... I've been surpassed in my... Oh, never mind. I thought he was actually getting ready for the quest, he's just standing there AFK, so... I'll happily wait for guy with generic loadout to return to the game. Hey, Blue Barn. Jeez. Well, he's taken it upon himself to take his leave. So I shall take my leave of the room, but not to go back to the lobby, but instead to go to, where is it again? Verdant Hills? Jurassic Frontier? I don't know where, but basically to a locale that involves the hunting of a monster. Well, some guy replaced the person who left so damn quickly that he managed to arrive before we had fully departed and arrived here. But sadly, he's going to now have to leave, because that's what everyone does in this community when they get left behind, which is probably a sensible thing. There's no real incentive to hang around. Not like there is in 3 Ultimate. Happy Monster Hunter Generations Anniversary? Is there such a thing going on right now? What is it? What? Could you expand on that for me? Oh, for fuck's sake. I did not do that. It doesn't matter. Sometimes you have inputs on your controller that are not reflected accurately in-game. Ow. Oh, 6 years, okay. Well, you see, I was thinking that it was going to be 6 years. To which I would say, well, that's not really significant. So I guess, was it really today? In fact, no, it wasn't today, and I'll tell you why. It's because here, it's midday of the 16th. Unless it is the 16th where you are too, I don't know. In which case, maybe it is the anniversary, but... No, that's a bad time to do that attack. Holy shit. Fortunately, I was not the intended target of that. But sometimes that's not always going to mean that you'll be safe from it. Fucking hell. Well, at least it's not hyper. It shouldn't take too long to get this done. I know that's going to hit me. I could see that coming. But yeah, people generally don't celebrate 6-year anniversaries. There's not much going on there. 6 years? I guess you could say that it's significant because it's half a dozen years? But yeah. If I do happen to be recording this literally 6 years to the day that the game came out... Wait, is this Cross or Generations? Because the release of Cross is possibly more significant, but anyway. Because that would be the real release date. Shield assault, even though you're really close to the monster. I'm going for the damage, obviously, not for the convenience of closing the distance between myself and the monster in short order. I'm going to Enraged Guard a Roar. No, I'm not. Because that would be dumb. I made something akin to that of a joke, but because it wasn't funny, we'll move on. I would like to Enraged Guard that, but I'm not actually within his range of attack. It's like old times getting flinched by Nagakuga turning around. Except here it's just a little flinch, whereas in Freedom Unite you're literally on your fucking hands and knees. Which is not helpful. Thank you for that. Kami is doing a great job of hitting me. Should have used Enraged Guard, honestly. I'll do it for this. What sort of damage is that? It could be worse. So I'll take it. There's nothing nastier than getting that negative crit on that very opportune upward thrust. I tried to do a double side dash there, didn't work in my favour, sadly. Yes, I do realise that Corkscrew Jab is ready to go, but there's no point in using it if I'm going to miss it. So I'll wait until the opportunity arises where I can be certain of its successful application. Strike straight and true, Doomlink. No comment. Outsmarted. He says no comment and then proceeds to comment on it. Because he is a dirty liar. Doomlink. Don't know why I just decided that my slogan is going to be enunciated like the Sega slogan. No, that's not a slogan. Saying it's neither a jingle nor a slogan. I don't know what it is. I'm sure there is a word for it, but whatever the word that would be descriptive of Sega, that fucking crap. Yeah, whatever that is. Because it's not a jingle. You can't call that a jingle. It's just a fucking it's a one-liner. Doesn't matter. Maybe it is technically a jingle. I don't know. It shouldn't be, though. If it is, then I'm going to protest that. Kami seems to think that the Nagakuga is trolling. If that's all it took for a monster to be trolling the team, then this is literally Troll Hunter, not Monster Hunter. Don't close your mouth, you'll bite your tongue. Don't close it. Jeez. Did you just drop a second trap? Either that or I only just suddenly became aware of the fact that... No, that is a second trap. I mean, as you like, man. You do you. I have no right to judge you. Whatever floats your boat. Again, I need to remind you all, for anyone who's not familiar with this fact, I did not intend to play this game today. I was trying to play 3 Ultimate. But there's no one fucking playing it, so here I am, stuck in this game. And I'm sure that's an absolute delight for many of you. Oh, he's playing Generations Ultimate. The only game I can relate to. That's probably untrue, but there is definitely, as I said before, a number of people who only watch Generations Ultimate stuff on my channel. It's very odd. I don't really get it. And I'm not referring to the live stream. Of course, a live stream having more viewers is not unusual because you have more exposure, given that there are more people watching Generations Ultimate than 3 Ultimate. That much is obvious. I'm referring to VOD views on YouTube. That's what I mean. And it's interesting. Unless Generations Ultimate videos as VODs have more discoverability on YouTube than 3 Ultimate ones. That is technically possible. But I consistently get very similar viewer numbers, so that would suggest to me that these are return viewers, not random people finding the video. If random people could find my videos, that would be a very different story. Both in terms of viewership and subscription number on YouTube, but we won't go there. Oh! Well, goodbye. Should I? Yeah. No, Crystalbeard fucking 4. You can solo that. You're Hunter rank 336. Get a grip. Come on. Who makes a turns room and then puts up Crystalbeard 4? It's an embarrassment. Furious Rajang GG. You're saying GG before I've even entered the room, much less before we've finished the quest, so... If you're going to preempt the result to that degree, I'm gonna leave, because that's beyond jinxing it. That's just dangerous. I'm so sorry that you've had to spend so much time waiting for a group to farm Wrath with you. The thing is, Wrath farm, the only thing that I can get out of this is that you intend to fight the same monster repeatedly. I don't know what monster you want to fight. I'm gonna list the possible monsters he wants to fight. Rathian, Gold Rathian, Dread Queen Rathian. Rathalos, Silver Rathalos, Dread King Rathalos. So, I'm actually going to join and find out. I was guessing that he would be posting Silver Rathalos, and again, if he does decide to do that, I just won't play with him. I don't want to tantalize him by finally arriving in this room. A room in which... Oh my god. I feel sorry for him. I was going to say I don't want to tantalize him by joining a room in which he's been sitting alone for upwards of 20 minutes as a Hunter rank 999, thus inviting him to post a quest on the board only to leave But he left before he had to undergo that traumatic experience, so that's fine. It may be better for him that happened. Kaiba, okay. I don't want to do Savage Devil Joe though, so sorry. Mario. No, he's an actual Italian man. You think he's referring to the Italian stereotype created by Japanese people, which apparently serves Nintendo well as their mascot. He may actually be named Mario. It's possible. What I just said there, I guess, harkens back to my childhood grievance over the fact that Link really should have been the face of Nintendo, because Link is a better character. He has more depth. I'm not saying that Link is some sort of masterpiece of character writing, but he had more significance, in my view, creatively, compared with Mario. Mario was just a thing. Mario was more of a video game than a character. That's how I look at it. Like, who cares about this fucking fat guy dressed in overalls? Like, I don't care about him. Link had that cool factor. He was dressed kind of funny, but he was cool. He was the hero of time. Well, he wasn't always called that. But the point is that he really was a better mascot for Nintendo, and I wish they had driven that home earlier on, but they didn't. I don't even know if Mario could be referred to as the Nintendo mascot anymore. In the past, yeah, but maybe not now. Guess what? Not to bore my audience, but no. Ainz? That's a character, right? Ainz. Not Ice Wallenstein from Dungeon ni Dai, but there's a different character named Ainz, and I don't remember who it is. It doesn't matter. Could be a unique name. Victorious. Okay. Let's see what Victorious is doing. Mikey! What are you doing? What precisely are you playing at by departing on this quest solo? Monster on a Crusade? Isn't this the event quest? What's going on, man? Mikey! I can't even check his loadout. You've got a group of 4 people here. What are you doing? Maybe he's so blackout drunk that he thinks he's playing with 3 people. I don't know. This is what I get. Fucking Lao Shanlang. I'm happy to do it because it's his urgent quest. There is significance to the quest having been posted because it's what he needs to get to HR 11, but still. No, don't remove it. I mean, it's good of you to be sensitive to the fact that I didn't immediately join up on it, but oh no, perhaps not. Maybe he's just going and chaining his loadout. Victorious is standing still, likely AFK, at the entrance to the room. I don't know what Mikey is doing. I want to see what he looks like. Does he have a physical deformity? He's definitely got a mental one, but I want to see if that's reflected somehow in his facial expression or physical composition. Oh, okay, it took him about 2 minutes to decide, oh, this isn't worth it. About 2 minutes. That's the speed at which his brain operates. Mikey! He's posting another one? Maybe this is his hobby. Maybe he just likes to depart solo on quests for 2 minutes when there are 3 other people in the room, and then he returns and does it again. Seems like a strange thing to do. Nice loadout. Not. He's got the ancient Egyptian surfboard and he's got 3 skills. Could be worse, I suppose, but... What are you doing? In fact, what is Victorious doing? Why would you make a room and then disappear? It's your responsibility to actually play the game when you make a room. If you haven't made a room, you can do whatever you want. You can, I don't know, go and have a bath or something. Barrel has reposted his Lao Shan Lung. I'm happy to do it. I am happy to do it, seriously. But we do require a functioning team. Oh, for fuck's sake, you people are special. He's done it again! He has once again departed solo on a quest. Maybe I was right. Maybe he's actually doing this for some specific reason. Now he's departed on what I think is either the Event Black or the Event Crimson Fatalis. Why is he doing this? Need I say anything? It's self-explanatory. This guy's an idiot. And he's wasting everyone's time. There are 2 people in this room who are wasting bandwidth by connecting to this server. That is Victorious and Mikey. This dickhead, Mikey, shouldn't be online right now. He should be playing solo. Because he's not actually doing anything that involves us. He's doing his own thing. He's actually occupying a spot in the room to engage in pure stupidity. Maybe he died 3 times in the previous quest. You never know. Maybe in soloing the Acantor before, he failed it perfectly normally. Maybe he didn't abandon it. Maybe within 2 minutes of having departed on the quest, he just died 3 times. It's possible. Why am I even here? I can't believe that Barrel is holding on. He's holding on tight. I must be, you know, his last resort. Maybe he's been trying to find someone to play his, or rather to help him with, his Lao Shan Lung, and I'm like the only person who hasn't outright refused to do it. I certainly haven't agreed to do it verbally. Well, in writing, I guess. Or in... Mikey's back. What now? You're going to depart on a quest randomly again? What are you doing? Can I register my discontent with him before he departs again? Oh, WTF is censored. Imagine censoring an acronym. Fucking unbelievable. Although KYS did cause a bit of a stir for a period of time, but still, I mean, fucking hell. I thought that we lived in a fairly liberal global society, and yet we need to censor WTF. It's a bit sad, isn't it? I'm sure that there are reasons relating to video game rating, although I think that you can get around it by saying game experience may change online. At least that's how it is in Australia. Basically, you get an offline game rating with some sort of point of clarification for the online experience, which says experience may change online, which means that, you know, maybe it's acceptable for younger audiences to play offline, but if you're going to play online, of course, you're interacting with random people. That should really cover it. What are you doing? No, 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 no. What are you doing? Whatever he is seeking to do, it doesn't need to be done online. That much is clear. Unfortunately, the entertainment value of this whole situation has passed its expiry date, so I'm gonna fucking... or use by date, whatever, it doesn't matter. The point is that I'm not hanging around in there. I feel bad for the barrel guy. He's probably clinging to some hope that we're gonna do his quest. I was happy to do it for him, but fucking hell, like... that Mikey guy. Seb and Aura. Another HR11. Well, the last guy was 10, but I guess... oh, stop! You are notably adorable, but I'm trying to look at this thing. And I do mean this thing. No talisman, no decorations. 11 fucking slots. What's going on? As I said, some people need guidance, and they need it quickly. Seb has changed to the Crimson Fatalis Insect Glaive, and is using a generic damage dealing set, in conjunction with it. We have Emergency at the Arctic Ridge. It is Rajan. I don't know if it's a key quest or what, but... might bring Ice Light Bowgun. Can't remember the last time I did bring this. I very rarely go Ice Light Bowgun, actually. The last time may have been with Diablos. I seem to have a recollection of that. Yas girl? Yas girl? Is that supposed to say yes girl or something else? Is that the breath core hammer? Whatever they call it in this game, lava core hammer. I can't believe what I'm looking at. What a throwback. God. Breath core. Can't believe it. It's not very good, but it's definitely interesting to see. Okay. Maybe she was kicked, I don't know. Kicked for having a bad weapon. I don't know. The mystery deepens, really. There you go. Bring some bloody ice shots. I don't want to be entirely reliant upon my internal ammunition now, do I? Oh dear. Do I have elemental crit? I do. Thank fuck for that. Because I saw a repeat offender and I was thinking, fuck, I'd better have elemental crit, otherwise that's pointless. But I do. Past Doomlink did know how to make armor sets, fortunately. It's so obvious because by the time I had played this game, I had already been playing Monster Hunter for like 8 years, so... yeah. No, 9 years. But sometimes you're just not sure. Sometimes you just need to double check and make sure that you didn't do something dumb. But yeah, all is well. As far as the starting point, I don't know if it's up there. Well, maybe it is. I would imagine that he would start to the west. Could be wrong. No, I think I'm right. No, I'm wrong. That's alright. I can live with that. Is there deviation on this? I think there is. No, there isn't. Oh, this is Pierce Freeze, of course. Get out of the tremor range there. A little bit of a faster reload courtesy of my reload speed +1. It is fairly necessary because this bowgun does reload pretty slowly. It's not as bad for rapid fire, but you can see that it's not exclusively rapid fire that I'm shooting at the moment. Well, I guess I'm not exclusively shooting ammunition that is compatible with rapid fire capabilities of the bowgun. Instead, I do have single shot freeze level 2 and pierce freeze level 2. I'm not entirely convinced that elemental effects remain during the mount. They probably do, it's just I don't get that visual effect when I shoot elemental shots during the mount, so it does give me some cause for concern. I don't want to take the risk. If someone wants to tell me one way or the other, that would be helpful, but yeah, apparently damage is generally retained during the mount, which shocked me. I couldn't believe it. That they would actually have a situation where in this game, not only does attacking the monster during the mount not contribute to mount failure, but in fact, you retain all damage while attacking during the mount. I couldn't believe that. But it seems to be the case, and I guess what I'm referring to is this mounting system versus the 4 and 4 Ultimate mounting system, which was strangely more balanced. Aspects of it were more balanced. Of course, the mounting system in that game was far too good, far too strong, but they somehow decided that they were going to make it harder to mount in this game, yet you could still deal full damage during said mount. Oh, for the love of my arse. I really did think that I was moving fast enough with my bowgun out just normally to be able to get out of the way of that, but I think that was a foregone conclusion. I think that I was going to die no matter what. It's very nasty of Rajang to aim for me so in such a focused fashion, but that's alright. Does anyone have supplier? No, it's alright. One of the things that I hated about this map back in 2nd gen was that it did take a very long time to get back up to the snowy areas. But in this game it's a little more tolerable. A little more. I suppose that would relate to the fact that you can climb really quickly in this game. Don't even have to press a button. Your character just does it. And he does it really quickly. That was first introduced in Monster Hunter 4. Made a huge difference to the game. And it's not something that I take issue with either. It's not the sort of change that I feel trivializes the experience of going through the game. I think it's fine. I really do. There are ways in which you could do it wrong, but I think Capcom did it fine. I think that's the sort of thing that you would want to speed up and streamline. It's a sensible evolution within the series. I think I'll do just fine with this stamina amount. Well, you're doing that, are you? Where's my Full House 3? Seriously. Can't believe I don't have that yet. I may even have it. I may have unlocked it, but just neglected to equip it, but seriously. Full House 3 I don't think actually works for most of the ammunition that I want to use, so yeah, not great. Now that I'm using Freeze level 2, I would like to aim for the face where possible. Ha! Look at that. That was a bit of a joust that I just engaged with there. Is that a gear drone? No, that was gear prey. Gear prey, whatever. You just took a heavy hit. Way too targeted there, that attack. Keeping in mind that back in 2nd generation, this is referring to DOS, Freedom 2 and Freedom Unite, there was only one attack there, with where he curls himself up into a ball and slams down on the ground. He would literally do that once in those games. Here, it's a fucking triple combo attack. completely changed the game with Rajang. 4th generation did a very good job of improving upon the attack patterns of the monsters of the older games. They did it creatively and in a way that really raised the difficulty level. Meaningfully. Hopefully I can get in position for good facial shots. I'm going to shoot my load on his face and give him a facial... full stop. There could have been more, but there wasn't. I didn't mean for that to be so ambiguous. Is it time to limp away? It sure is. I'd love to kill you before you can do that. Oh, you're not having a good time at all. For a second I thought he was going to have to limp all the way over there. Imagine if he did have to do that. That would be really funny because he'd be limping against the wall the whole time. I actually don't think it's faster to go that way in this game. In the older games, yeah. But in this game I think it should be slightly faster. Although I will admit that they were faster in going to where the monster would be than I was, so they'll get there just before me. Doesn't matter. Let's bomb him. Or we can just go for the capture, that's fine. If you need to capture them, that's not an issue. You are the room host. Well, the quest host, rather. Do I have a favorite Raja? Do you mean my favorite version of Rajang, or my favorite Rajang for each generation of Monster Hunter? Because of course Rajang does change across the different games, but look, I don't really like him in general. I don't like the monkey monsters, so I wouldn't seek to establish a favorite Rajang. It's sort of like the one that I least dislike. So, yeah. If I liked him a little more, I would think on it, but I don't like any of them, so yeah. I think he's an interesting monster. I think he's a good monster design. I genuinely think he is designed well, but I don't like him. I find him annoying and just unpleasant to find. He's one of the few monsters that even now I just don't appreciate in terms of actually having to fight him. I understand that he's well designed, in that he is, just by his very nature, a good challenge. But I still don't want to hunt him. Alright, water is the element of choice for this upcoming quest. It is Gravios and Glavenus. The GGs. I don't know, there's some semblance of a joke in there, but wasn't a good one. Could do rapid element, but I won't. Oh, I could, I guess. Yeah, let's do rapid element. It's been a while. It has been a while. No, this is not what that's for. This is the thing. There is no reason whatsoever for me to use this unless I want to have access to multiple elemental shots in one hunt. This is designed for that sort of hunt. It would be really stupid to embark on a hunt with a set like that. This would be the appropriate loadout. In which case, I think I will use... well, if it is Gravios, I don't want to use all of this. I think maybe Greatsword would be good. Water Greatsword. Let me remember what my Water Greatsword is. Generation-wise... 4th gen. I think he was more dynamic in 4th gen and more difficult, just better designed. They improved upon him in 4th generation. I don't think he had any changes between 4 and Generations Ultimate, so... yeah, I would say 4th gen Rajan would be my favourite. The one that I would prefer to fight is the one from 2nd gen, but the reality is that he was objectively better designed in 4th gen, so I can appreciate that at least. Juvenator's playing Rise, poor bastard. Poor bastard. I'm not gonna... oh yeah, it's the... for some reason, Cedeus Greatsword in this game. I can't believe that they have Cedeus Greatsword in this game. It's not like you even have access to Cedeus materials. It makes sense in 4 Ultimate and 4 because you have the Wycoon, but apparently for some reason we get Ocean Pyroxene here, which is some random thing you get from certain deserted island quests, but I don't see how that relates to the monsters that you fight there. How would I, in fighting as an ogre in the deserted island, gain access to a material that could be used to forge a Cedeus weapon? It doesn't make any sense. It's stupid. I mean, I guess it's better to have Cedeus stuff than not, but... they're clutching at straws doing that one. Don't like Rise? Well, that's a story in and of itself. That's like a... that's a bit of a... I could put forth a disquisition on that that would bore the pants off everyone, but I won't. Hold on. But yeah, of course not. Like, if I enjoyed Rise, I wouldn't be playing this fucking game. Are you kidding me? It's because Rise is a complete and utter embarrassment that I'm playing this, so... and this is even this is about as... well, it is absolutely the newest Monster Hunter game that I play, so... this is a big Gravios, holy shit. What a giant. This is incredible. Yeah, this is as new as I go in Monster Hunter. This is very modern to me. It looks like they're fighting Glavenus, so what I will do is not encourage the splitting of the team. I will make my way to where Glavenus is. I don't like splitting into 2 groups, because if I wanted to hunt with 2 people, I would hunt with 2 people. I want to hunt with 4. It's more dynamic and fun, and I guess there's more variety. There are more variables at play when you've got 4 hunters together. Hunting with 2 people, not my thing. There we go. Didn't get a critical draw on this, but that's alright. Oh, what an annoying way to completely undermine the damage dealing of a greatsword user. Well, I mean, I wasn't going to get a sufficient invincibility frame to roll through that, because that is not... it's not the sort of attack that has a very short window of effect. It's a very wide window of effect, and yeah, unless I had Evasion 2, that was not going to work. I'm glad they got rid of Evasion 3 by... actually, no. I'm going to retract that statement. I'm not especially glad that they got rid of Evasion 3 in this game, because they have Adept, which is effectively Evasion 3, but without even having to commit to a fucking skill on your armor set. So, actually, I completely disavow what I just said. This is Cedeus Greatsword. It's a greatsword from a monster that was only in Trine 3 Ultimate, yet I'm playing Generations Ultimate and using it, so... doesn't make much, if any, sense, but that's alright. Happy to be using it anyway. Bit of a throwback. I don't think I use it very often in 3 Ultimate either, to be honest. Over-positioned myself there. There are ways to stand close to him and avoid that attack, but I don't really want to do it. Too lazy, I guess. I don't want to undergo the trial and error to learn where to stand, but I know you can stand somewhere and be safe. Probably close to the rear of the monster. And obviously in such a position that you can get underneath him as he moves, because the effective range of his attack is very much focused on the end of his tail rather than the center of the body. It's the right leg. Specifically the right leg. Okay, well I'll give that a try next time. Let's give it a try. Right leg. Well, that seemed like precise... No, I think excuse me, I stood on the left leg. By the looks of it, you're right. The left leg is precisely where the hitbox begins. And so I think you've got a little alcove in which you can stand within the hitbox. By that right leg. That should be fine. I like how I stand by the... Oh, he is dead. Okay. That was the most long drawn out death animation in the world. I don't think it's a weapon path. I believe it is crafted outright, Hossein. It is from the... Oh, there's a pallium. It's from Ocean Pyroxene. Which you can probably get from a small number of quests, but the quest that I know for sure you can get it from is Zenoga in the Deserted Island. Whatever quest that ends up being. There may even be 2. Maybe Lagia Cruz as well? I don't know. The point is that is the material that allows you to craft Cideos stuff. Do a nice smash charge here.
Why would you have the ability to resist roars while using your greatsword?
I've had this conversation with a person before. I actually found someone who had the temerity to suggest that you didn't need to be able to resist monster roars while using a greatsword. It made me sick. I was just like, how can you be that misguided? Literally, the weapon that requires opportunities more than, like, you know, opportunities where the monster is not moving more than any other weapon type. You're just going to not have the ability to resist a roar? It's ridiculous. There are certain games where it's not appropriate. I would say it's not worth it in Freedom Unite, or Freedom 2, because it's very hard to get good skills in conjunction with earplugs and high-grade earplugs for Greatsword. But... okay. And I wouldn't say it's necessary in the first-gen games where you didn't charge the Greatsword, because you were not stuck in one place for quite as long. It was a very deliberate weapon where you could just do one attack and then get out of the way. As long as you were paying attention to the monster, you didn't really have that requirement for raw resistance. I will Brimstone Slash at an appropriate time. I usually use Brimstone Slash as a counter-attack. You do end up taking the full damage of whatever the attack would otherwise deal to you, but you don't actually have to worry about having your attack interrupted. So... it's a pretty violent way to deal good damage, but it's good. That would have been a nice one. Maybe I'll just... Here we go. See, the damage that's dealt there is very fucking high. I mean, that's what I mean by saying it's a very dangerous way to do a high damage counterattack. But it's fun. It's a fun way to use it. Because the reality is, you are going to be there forever if you don't get hit while using Brimstone Slash. And of course it does increase the damage as well if you're hit by... or hit while using Brimstone Slash. The thing is, it doesn't matter if you're hit by the monster or by a teammate, but... yeah. I find that when I'm using Brimstone Slash and actually trying to use it at an opportune time where I don't get hit by the monster, my teammates for some reason don't hit me. They hit me on every other occasion, but when I actually want them to hit me, they just don't. It's so annoying. But, whatever. Yeah, bye, Gravius. Mizuki is in hot pursuit of the monster. So hot that she ended up in the area before Gravios did. Holy jumping shit. I have to get out of there. It's alright. I think my Moonbreaker will kill him. No. Couldn't even get it out. What a shame. I've been recording for 1 hour and 17 minutes, but it feels oh so much longer, and I'll tell you why. It's because I had to deal with the 3 Ultimate recording prior to this one, which was, I don't know, 30 minutes of wasting my time. Anyway. Oh, hello. Literally the worst monster to exist in the series if Bullfango didn't exist. In fact, part of me dislikes Apsaros more than Bullfango. Because Bullfango get it over and done with quickly, whereas Apsaros, they fucking draw it out because they're so slow. They just slowly walk towards you while you're trying to do something. And they start swinging their tails at you. They're just insufferable. I hate them. Again, Bullfango are straight to the point. These assholes, they're designed to fill you with rage. Even more so than Bullfango, in my opinion. And Conchu are fine. I don't mind Conchu at all. I think they're kind of cute. They're harmless. I mean, they just roll around and be cute. I mean, come on. I don't mind Conchu at all. Definitely a unique dislike, I guess. Definitely eccentric, but whether or not I would agree, I wouldn't. My D-pad is having trouble. Must have spilt some sort of liquid in there and it's gone and hardened or something. Wonder what it was. Wouldn't have been a spirit. Could have been beer, I don't know. A Titanic clash in the fucking arena. Probably simultaneously as well, so I shall bring smoke bombs. Let's do it old style, hey? I'm not a fan of arena hunts. I prefer to hunt monsters in a locale. It feels more meaningful, and it is more enjoyable. But actually, I will use a longsword this time. It was Duramboros and who? Fuck. I'll just go raw. And I will bring smoke bombs. Wherever they are. Here they are. Why do I have 3 stacks of smoke bombs? Under what circumstances did I craft that many? Did I really expect that I needed that many? I don't know. Stop! I'm trying to talk to the woman with the fan. Alright. Oh, it's Agnaktor and Duramboros. More or less opposites in terms of elemental weakness. So I made a good choice. What may or may not be a good choice is the fact that I don't have the ability to resist roars. That might be annoying. I'll smoke bomb. Oh, unless this... Oh, excuse me. I keep forgetting. This is the generation's ultimate arena. Smoke bombs are unnecessary. How close did you get to all of them? Hold on. Fucking hell. Here we go. With beer again. The guy who caused me to talk about it too much last time. Oh, here we go. Oh, very good. You got Quark as well? Good on you, man. Very good. Of the Chimay beers, that one is my least favorite, but it's still very good. Good on you, man. Good of you to get Quark. I didn't even mention Quark. Fucking hell. What's that one you've got hiding in the back behind Westmail Double? What is that? I can't quite see it. Actually, don't recognize that. Anyway, but that's great. That was really good. No, don't fucking... Sorry, I've become thoroughly distracted, but it's great to see that you've gone and bought those. Stop fucking playing back my... You know what? Twitch fucking... Yeah, I get it. I'm gonna throw you... I'm gonna body you, Twitch app. You were designed by monkeys on depressive drugs. Alright, thank you. Fucking hell, unbelievable. Let's get back to the hunting, shall we? For goodness sake. Prior? I don't think Prior is one of the good ones. I've definitely heard of Prior. You can't even get it over here. I can't remember if it's one of the good ones or the bad ones. I seem to remember that Prior wasn't good, but... Anyway. Because I was looking into it, it was one that I hadn't seen before and I got all excited and I think I checked it out and it wasn't good. But I could be wrong. Are we not using the fence switch? Like, what's happening with this group? How are you all so thoroughly uncoordinated? What's happening? Look at this. No consideration whatsoever for the fact that we're hunting two monsters at the same time. But yeah, I don't need to use smoke bombs because of the fence switch here. I keep forgetting that this is literally built into the damn arena. I'm doing my best to bring someone over here. Hopefully the Agnaktor. Well, you wouldn't want to sample them all at once because those are some 750 milliliter bottles you've got there, so you can't, like, you would be hard pressed to find a 750 ml bottle of Delirium Nocturnum around here. So, yeah. Very good though. Start with whichever one you would like. They're all very good. Chimay Blanche is good though. As I said, it's not like the best one. Here we go. Uh-oh, I fucked it up. Did I? I don't know if I fucked it up or not. But here we are. We've divided ourselves rather well. I was actually fully willing to farcast to get to the other side if need be, but it was not required. Did you see that? That was a bit unusual, but anyway. Hopefully I'm hitting the tail successfully here, my god. No. I'm unfortunately going to be affected by this. Something I have to live with. Basically, it's not as bad if you're focused on one monster to be affected by the roar. My concern with not having high-grade earplugs for this hunt was that if we were fighting two at one time, which ideally one would not be doing, getting affected by a roar opens up the possibility of being hit by the other monster while it's going around doing its thing. So, it's not that great. Don't chill them too much, Magnum. You don't want them ice cold. You want them cool. Put them in the fridge for long enough to be cool. Not like ice cold. Chilled is like literally fucking so cold you won't be able to fully taste them. So I'm not saying drink them warm. I'm saying, you know, don't go hard on making them cold. As this triple carmelite that I'm drinking now sits, it becomes more flavoursome, so yeah. That's what I'm drinking today. I don't think you ever had a chance to hear that. Very good beer, one of my favourites. I used to refer to it as a heavier version of Her Garden, but I don't think I would agree with that assessment anymore. Her Garden is a very nice one. Fucking brilliant beer. I didn't mention Her Garden last time. I said that I wouldn't get into conversations about beer, but I can't help myself. Basically, Her Garden, while being a beer that I didn't mention before, is just stupendous. If you can go to a venue where they've got that on tap, holy shit. It is supremely pleasant, especially in summer. Oh my god. It is the best beer for a hot day. It is the best beer. In this country, people drink lager on a hot day. No. You want Her Garden on tap. That's what you want. And there goes the fence. That is a nice way to get mounting attacks out. That is clean. I like that. I will get in position to hit the tail. Fuck. Well, this is... Guys, I'm glad I'm not the only one with a Farcaster. I'm very happy to see that. Everyone should carry Farcasters at all times. It's a requirement. Because the reality is, if you need to exit out of the hunt, you need a Farcaster to do that. You need to just have that as your insurance. And it has other uses too, like this situation. The fence switch had only just gone up when Duramboros died, so... Oh wait, I think 3 of us are here, yep. Aura is going to be sitting there for a while. I think another 2 minutes at least. Well, I'm sorry, you're going to miss out on your calves, that's... Oh no, you did have a fun... He had a Farcaster and then just went through the same entranceway that he went before. And ended up on the same side. That's very funny. That is exceptionally funny. I feel bad for him if he wants the calves, but... What the hell? What can I say to that? He even had a Farcaster. It took him so long to use it, and he just went the wrong way after he eventually used it. Right, now he can get here. Looks like he's not going to miss out on his calves after all, just as well. despite it being funny, I wouldn't want him to miss out on his calves necessarily. Anyway. Marbled hump. That's gross. I don't want his marbled hump. Ew. It's probably got pus in it and everything. Oh. At least I would imagine so. Maybe not, but it doesn't matter. It's gross. If there was an animal with a big hump, would you eat that hump? No, you wouldn't do that. It's foul. Like a camel. You gonna eat a camel hump? I'm sure it's entirely inedible, but still. The point is, it's disgusting. I'll be back in just a moment, taking a trip to the bathroom. Yes, it does depend on how hungry you are as to whether or not you consume camel hump, or indeed, Durambros hump. Atle car. Not exciting. I'm not sitting here giddy with anticipation upon seeing that fucking monster on the quest board, but I will bring a hunting horn in the hopes that I can perhaps enjoy myself at least a little bit by using something weird, something that I don't usually use against this monster. Oh, goodness. There was allegedly a recipe change sometime in the early to mid 2000s for triple carmelite. Used to be just divine, but they downgraded it a little bit, from what I understand. But it's still great. I love it. I need to have her garden again soon. I haven't seen it locally though. I've since moved house between now and when I last had her garden, so Yeah, haven't seen it around. It's very good. That's the sort of beer you want to have cold. Like, cold. Oh really? We've got the fucking cutscene going. What's happening? Is it his urgent quest? I didn't realise that we had someone who was HR-12 in here. That's interesting. Okay. Felt a bit weird to see that again, I'm not used to it. No problem. Or I must be HR-12, I really didn't notice at all. I'm not even going to check the songs that I'm playing because I think that I can remember them. I think I can. Ow. Thanks for the defense down, jeez. It's like you're a Carapacian or something. What would you have me do? I'll focus on playing my songs, and then I'll get in and deal some damage, okay? Hope we're all in agreement with the fact that that is probably the best way to approach things. If you're not, then feel free to be wrong. What was that? Why did that not play the song? Am I going crazy, or did that not play a song? In fact, it certainly didn't, because for some reason, only the encore gave the effect. What happened? I've never seen that before. Do you guys know what just happened? I played the song correctly, obviously, but it didn't actually apply the effect. That's extremely weird. I've never seen that before. If you guys could let me know what would possibly cause that, that would be really helpful, because I encored it, of course, which means that I only played the same song twice. And yet, the first time I played it, it didn't do anything. Second time, yeah, it gave, 15% defense up, so... God knows. Fucking weird. Yeah, it makes no sense to me. I've never seen that before. Maybe it's a glitch. Possibly this hunt is a bit unconventional. It introduces a lot of stuff into the fold that maybe can create random glitches. I'm not saying that Atulkar is a glitchy fight, but maybe there's a lot going on, and for some reason a glitch showed itself. Seb apparently has an automatic shout which says bitchless. I don't know what that means. Is he suggesting that I don't have a female companion? Is that the thrust of his point? And to how that relates to the hunt, I don't know, but anyway. Did you just see that? That was awful. What are you doing? Oh, I see, we reached the damage threshold. I may need to replay attack up. In fact, I think I definitely do. Yeah, exactly. Maidenless, that's the point. I would have appreciated the maidenless joke a little more if it weren't for the fact that you're only maidenless for the first, hour of Elden Ring? Probably not even the first hour of Elden Ring. That's why I didn't appreciate that joke. It's not funny, because you're not maidenless in that game. At least not for any significant period of time, so... Yeah, it didn't do much to tickle my sense of humour. Seemed a bit more desperate than anything else. Yeah, we'll attack this side. Looks like we're dividing ourselves equally across the 2 feet, but it's not really to the benefit of the team or anything. What is going on? I feel like the animations are being skipped through with this monster. Thanks for that. You're like a longsword user or something. It's crazy, I know. But You have all the hallmarks of a longsword user. Oh wait, you're using a longsword. Funny that. I can barely see what's going on. That guy jumped ahead. Oh, but he's turned around to attack this. Oh, well, he did briefly do that. I'm going to top up my attack song briefly. I've queued up the notes, but I have a distinct feeling that I shouldn't do this. I'll use Sonic Smash, hold on. I'll wait to play the song when I know that I can play it in full. I think we'll break this. All four of us are here fucking attacking it. Yeah, there you go. Now that's good. Is that going to restart? Yes, that's going to restart the timer on attack up 20%. Anti-dragon bombs have been placed, which is great, except for the fact that I'd like to do damage too. I don't know how much damage those things do. Is it better than 4 people wailing on the fucking monster? My guess is no. But whatever. I'm going to sharpen up now. Ugh. Definitely time for some defense up. Now is more important a time than ever to be giving everyone defense up because of this stupid wheel. No, leave me alone. Just leave me alone, please. I'm going to top up my health because I'm concerned. Look at him go. I'm moving far too slow. I need to use self-improvement again. I feel like the game's too loud. Could be. Am I being drowned out by the game, guys? Give me your honest opinion. Maybe I'm not. Maybe it's okay. It's just this game is so damn loud compared to the other Monster Hunter games that I record. Oh, we need to top up the attack up. Whoops, played the wrong note. I don't want to get in close to play my music. What a great idea. Oh, it's all double notes, so... That's, well, not helpful to anyone else except for myself, but it's alright. Good night. That was a good run, I suppose. Hunting horn on this monster actually makes it somewhat tolerable. Alright, thank you. The feedback helps. Iridescent carapace. That's the fucking drop that's difficult to get here. Now, it should not be possible to carve a pheromone. Even bottling a pheromone is far-fetched, but carving one? No. You could produce something... Excuse me, you could carve something that produces a pheromone. But carving a pheromone? No. Actually, no. But thanks for trying, Monster Hunter. I want to hit the Dragonator. Where is it? Over here. I'm not going to get to it. No! No one ever uses the Dragonator in this fight. It's over here. You can actually use it. I swear to you it exists. Here it is. Oh well. I have to make that a requirement for everything. These are some good rewards. I have to make that a requirement for every Atalkar hunt. Upon its conclusion, I must hit the Dragon Eater. Oh god. I'm used to going up to select yes, but I have to go left to select yes. Completely unintuitive, but fine. I'll be heading to a live venue after this recording to enjoy some gore grind, I think. Yeah. Gonna dress myself up in leather. And continue with the beers. And enjoy some gore grind with the mates, you know. Haven't been to a gore grind show in a while. Gets a bit chaotic sometimes, but that's alright. Although I do need to eat first. I haven't eaten today, which is ill-advised. But anyway, I'll get it sorted out. Mizuki has left. We're about to find out the hunter rank that Aura jumps to after having completed Atulkar. This is our way of knowing just how much he's played. Has he just done... Oh, it's not too bad. He hasn't just done key quests. He has, obviously, established goals and he's worked towards them in G rank outside of just doing key quests, so that's respectable. 39 is good. Beer is liquid bread, the perfect liquid metal. Beer is liquid bread. It sure is. But bread doesn't contain hops, so... I guess beer is better. I'm not sure what we're doing next. I'm leaving it up to Seb at this point. Oh no, Aura is posting something. Presumably. Seb is applauding the fact that Aura has broken his HR cap. Fair enough. It's nice to see that sort of thing. It's a throwback to the old community. The old community is all but dead here. It's filled with pure stupidity and everything else under the sun that could be regarded as negative, but occasionally you get that sense of community, like Seb standing there and applauding while Aura breaks his HR. So, that's nice. Hopefully we have a quest to do next, though. I have no achievement to bask in that would allow me to sit here in silence for any lengthy period of time. Oh, here we go. Another Hunter Rank 999 has joined us. It just doesn't mean anything anymore. To be honest, if you're under Hunter Rank 500 in this game, you haven't really played it. Because you HR up so quickly here. No cowards! Oh, this is disgusting. Can I just join this room to tell them all that they're... Oh, no cowards. I actually don't have anything that's worth saying to these people.